Good morning, everybody. Here today are my unwanted opinions on the Charlie Kirk situation. Why am I making this video? I don't. I guess I like problems. Anyways, let me give my opinion real quick, and then we'll dive into like who he was as a person. Actually, not what the sensationalized media tried to say. Tried to say. Essentially, Charlie Kirk was killed for saying an opinion that people didn't agree with. And what's disgusting is people were celebrating that. The problem is when the pendulum switches. Like, the moment you start proposing that political opponents deserve death, or that is a okay way to resolve disputes, then it's free game. That's why you should be scared. Simple as that. Not no human compassion, no bullshit. I don't care. I didn't know him. I didn't promote him. I didn't feel any kind of way. I do think it's kind of weird to characterize him as far right, because then that throws half of the country into the far right segment. Also, those labels kind of mean nothing now. Well, they don't. They do mean something, but they changed. Like fundamentally, they have changed. It used to be that far right was like you meant that in terms of finances, like or like border issues. Now it's become cultural, which is bullshit. Why the are culture and politics intertwined? Pisses me the off. Anyways, all right. Well, let's get back. Let's get into the Charlie Kirk timeline, and then I'll give my thoughts as we talk about him. 1993, he was born in Illinois, raised in a conservative family. He's a little bit older than me. I'm 26. He was probably like 20, 31. He was 31. Age 18, he skipped college and started Turning Point USA to push free markets and limited government on campuses. On the surface, that's fine. I like that. Free market, yes. The government intervening every time a company is going down, because then the ripple effect fucks all of us. Why the should a big ass company get a bailout? Why the does Ford deserve a bailout? That's bullshit. I don't get a bailout. I'm a normal person. Fuck them, you know? That's my opinion on that matter. Unlimited government, yeah. I don't want people telling me what the fuck to do. I don't want to have to. I don't want to buy land and be told I can't build on it because there's some bullshit going on. Hey, my little kid is in the background. Like, there are people who literally, like, if you have a tiny home, you drive it onto your private land, and you bring water to and forth, you figure out your energy situation, you legally can't fucking do. You can't even camp in your own for longer than 2 weeks. Those kind of bullshit rules piss me the fuck off. Anyways, so like those two things, not radical. A bunch of people want that. It was the cultural that got him in trouble. But that's what pissed me off in the first place. Why is politics culture now? Fuck that. 2016, early Trump supporter. Yeah, nah, dude. I literally made a bet with a friend of mine that Trump wouldn't win because he said that one line, grab him by the, you know what? I was like, nah, there's no way he's gonna win based on that. I lost touch with that friend. We never, never paid him the $50, but I don't get people who are like for MAGA. I can understand being like he's lesser of two evils, and even that's a stretch. But to like the dude, what's the logic? Especially a Christian? Are you stupid? Like he's not Christian at all. He's just not what they are. That's it. The enemy of my enemy is not my friend by default. That's bullshit. Okay, he was an early Trump supporter. That's accurate. 2019, 2020, shifted into Christian nationalism. That is an interesting because by my definition, it's the idea that Christians are the new Israel, which is really weird. Like Christians in the U.S. operate really weird. Like on one hand, they believe, oh, we're the real Israelites. Now that Jesus came down from heaven, he chose a new people. And there's another group that's like fundamentalist is like, no, Israel, like we should support Israel no matter what, because that's what God wants. It's odd. It's odd. Um, let's not get into that. 2020 promoted election fraud. Try to stop the steal rallies. 2023, 2022, 2023 pushed anti-woke agenda, attacked higher ed, called some gun deaths worth it for liberty. Okay, two things. One, college is a scam. Thank God I don't have hundreds of thousands in debt. It would have been pointless and made me a slave for more than a decade. So many people are stuck in that rut. They're truly and honestly a slave to these people. And 50% of people do not get who get a degree, do not use that degree in the field they studied in. So what the was the point of the degree? Another one of my things that pissed me off. That's fine. I agree with him on that. Some gun deaths worth it for liberty. Yes. Just like if I said, um, it's a good idea for us to put fluoride in the water, even though some people are very allergic to it. Oh, that's a good example. That's not a good example because I don't know if that's accurate. Um, oh, no, that's not a good example. Okay, well, I'll think of a good example there. But you guys get my point. It's not rocket science. If you can't get that, check yourself. 2024, more Trump stuff. Telling Taylor Swift to submit to her husband, Christian. And 2025, he was assassinated, September 10th. It was crazy how nobody talked about September 11th this year. Nobody. False flag. Not happy about it. Terrified. But, anyways. Alright, and I asked ChatGPT also to give me, because yes, this comes from ChatGPT. Fact check me. I could be wrong. I'm not making any claims on validity. I think it's pretty accurate. But it always bugged me how people don't characterize far right, right, center left, whatever, properly. Like it's always just vague ideas. Let's see. Far right, nationalist, Christian identity politics, hardliner on immigration, zero abortion, anti-LGBTQ, conspiracy friendly, election denial, pro-gun, climate denial, America first, isolationism. Honestly, it's ironic because America first, isolationism. No, that's not. No, I guess some Democrats want that, but I guess a lot of them are very pro Palestine, which I find hilarious. Like, how are you pro Palestine when they agree with nothing with you? Israel at least is somewhat progressive. Like, if we're just arguing morals, like not killing trans people, not killing gay people, um, treating women with respect, basic human respect. Yes, guess who doesn't do that? Palestine. Just my brain doesn't grasp the can't deal with both ideas. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Any person who's being intellectually honest will notice that. You can't hold two opposite views at the same time. I wouldn't be friends with a racist. I wouldn't be friends with a man who hates Mexicans. Why not? Because he hates Mexicans. I can't do two things at the same time. I would not give money to a man who hates Mexicans. Why the were you supporting giving money to people who hate gay people? That do you get me? Like it's not rocket science. Okay, right. Very small government. The right is very small government. I like that. Tax cuts. I like that. Pro business. I do think it should be easier to start a business. The regulations in California are bullshit. To be a painter, that's not high risk. That's basic. To be a painter, you have to apprentice for like 2 years, or else you can only do jobs under like 200 bucks. Yeah, I think we're overregulated for fuck's sake. Strong police, military, traditional values. I think there should be a big ass police reform and then a lot more police because they are wildly outnumbered. I don't care what side you're on. Like, it is ridiculous for this small of a police force to make sure this many people are safe. And yes, that should be the job of the police. That ruling that said they have no obligation to protect the people. Then why the fuck do we need cops? You know? Skeptical of welfare, unions, climate rules. Uh, welfare is being done really horribly. I helped me for a little bit. I just I don't like giving something for nothing. I don't like that. I don't think we should encourage that mentality at all. Even if it's like just like pick up trash for 15 minutes, like something ridiculously small. It doesn't have to match what you're getting, but you should never get something for free. That's probably has to do with my upbringing. Complete tangent, does not matter. Let's keep going. Center right. Free markets with pragmatism, strong alliance. Pro-Ukraine, pro-Israel. Didn't see that one coming. Socially conservative, but with exceptions. Um, respect for democratic norms, rule of law. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Like, yes, I don't think it should be a completely free market. No monopolies. That's bullshit. Strong alliances. Yeah, we should have strong alliances, or else we're gonna get fucked up by another country. Socially conservative. Yeah, like I talked to my sibling about this today. Like, I was hard against abortion because I grew up very Christian. And then I heard stories what women go through. Oh my god, I have no words. Truly and honestly, there's no words to describe the bullshit they go through. So yes, abortion should be legal. Piece of shit men should not have a childbirth because they were assholes. But I do think we shouldn't treat it as birth control because that's just traumatizing to go through. That's not even up for debate. In terms of like if you have an abortion, that is a traumatizing thing for your body and your mental health. Full stop. For that reason, I don't think we should encourage its use in dire situations. Yes. In regular situations, no. Like use protection or establish family units, not just sleeping around. Okay. Center, mixed economy, incremental reforms, middle ground on abortion, legal but with limits. I kind of like that too. I don't know. Fall into center. That's the thing though. Like I fall into all these categories. I like all of these things, which is why I hate that we like put different boxes. Like no one's actually one single group, which makes me think there is no single groups. It's just an illusion. Middle ground on abortion. So center people or middle ground on abortion, legal but with limits. Support some gun restrictions, some immigration reform. Focus on compromise and stability. Yeah, I love that. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get everything you want. Fucking learn to compromise. Center left, expand social safety net. Oh my god, no, I don't want more taxes. Progressive taxes. Pro-choice, pro-LGBTQ, police reform, non-abolition. Okay. Climate action, multilateral uniform policy, pro-Ukraine, pro-Israel, with critique. Interesting. Left, far left. It's funny, they don't even call it far left. Democratic socialism, Medicare for all, free college, wealth taxes. And honestly, recently I'm turning on Medicare for all. Like, I think it is good. I think the way we implement it is going to be difficult. And I think it needs to be done with two things in mind. One, human behavior. There's going to be people who abuse it, so let's address that. There's going to be people who don't take care of themselves, let's address that. And two, we need to create some sort of financial incentive for companies to provide good medical care. The insurance bullshit we got going on right now, that. Fuck that. Um, yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, but we have to keep in mind human behavior, and we have to keep in mind basically creating a system that is self-fulfilling. Like that's what I mean by take human behavior into account. Like a lot of people, like, just do socialist policies. It'll be great. Yeah, you know who has someone has to be in charge, and that fucker's gonna take a shit on the money, and then distribute whatever the fuck is left. That's what happens. It's human behavior. That's what I would do. We've seen it in fucking the Mr. Beast videos. Like people are not altruistic just cause. In dire circumstances, people are like, "Give me my shit. Oh, I can get more. I'm gonna get more, even if you get less." So let's say we do tomorrow. We're a communist country. Okay, great. We gotta figure out who's gonna distribute everything, and then he's gonna pick his friends to work for him. And do you really think he's gonna distribute things fairly? Are you that ends. No, he's going to give most of it to his friends, and they're going to give some of it to the people, enough to placate them. And even then, some might die. They don't care. Like, communism works if people were angels. If people were angels, we wouldn't need communism. Yes, I did butcher that quote. I don't care. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this. Truly and honestly, the far left, far right bullshit. How about we just distinguish between the two? How about money issues, culture issues? Money issues can be like the the that one's a little culture too, whether you like it or not. And that's the problem. There are overlaps on all this because things take money. Money things would be like Medicare because that takes money. Um, I guess culture should be like, well, no, gay is pretty legal. Being gay is Being married and gay is legal in all states, I think. The only other one I can think of that they're really fighting for right now is like the trans stuff. And that was hella divisive because women deserve freedom to be safe, and there are men who will be cunts and not. That's just human behavior. Who the are we lying to when we pretend that's not reality? Okay. Truly, honestly, I don't nobody. Just like let's be intellectually honest for fuck's sake. Don't come at me with, oh, what if? What if this? What if that? How about we live in the real world and act accordingly?